Today is a new day. We've been talking about the preeminence of Christ and the will of God or divine guidance. So let's get into it. Let's turn to a few verses and prove to us that Jesus was preoccupied with the will of God. He wanted God's will above all. My question to you is this: do you want the will of God above all? John chapter 4. Turn there. John chapter 4, verse 34. Jesus said, "My meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work." That's what Jesus came to do. John chapter 5, verse 30. Jesus said, I can of my own self do nothing. I came to seek not my own will, but the will of him that sent me. John chapter 6. You can turn over to that one. John chapter 6, verse 38. Let me read that for you. "For I came down from heaven, not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me." Verse 40. "And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which sees the Son and believes on him may have everlasting life." Hallelujah. He was preoccupied with one thing, and that's the will of God. I want to keep Jesus in the center of the circle, my life. How do I do that? I must be preoccupied with finding the will of God and doing it. Jesus must be the center. When I speak of his will, I'm talking about the guiding hand of God, his direction in my life. I want to know what he wants me to do. The best place to look is right here. Right here. You will find his will for your life, what he wants for you and your family. You see, I've been married about 34 years. And when I got married, I no longer lived a single life. I am now married. That means the two shall be one. That means I'm making decisions not just for me, but for other people. How important is it that we find the will of God for our lives? You see, friends, I might look good on the outside. That wheel is round on the outside. But if that hub is off center, then the outside, even though it appears round and is, when the wheel rolls down the road, you will see that the hub is off-centered because the wheel will have a hump in it. It'll have a whop in it. That's because the inside, the hub, is not where it ought to be. You might look good on the outside. Your marriage might look good on the outside. The two shall be one. The marriage might look good on the outside, but if the center is not where it ought to be, then no matter how it looks good on the outside, as soon as it wants to do something, as soon as it wants to make progress, then the outside will reveal the problem on the inside. So in order for me to look and roll and make progress down the road correctly, smoothly, and as far as I can and as greatly as I can, I need to be concerned with the inside. So the inside always determines the outside. I can't say it any clearer, friends. It's time for us, the church, for husbands and wives, to keep Christ in the center. Notice the spokes. The spokes reach to the hub. And if the hub, notice, as the spoke gets closer to the hub, the spokes get closer to each other. Hallelujah. Concentrate on getting closer to Jesus, and you will automatically get closer to one another.
Thank you for watching A Certain Sound Daily Video Devotional. Be sure to sign up for the iTunes podcast or daily email of A Certain Sound when you visit us online at www.acertainsound.com. A Certain Sound is a ministry of Word of Truth Christian Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. On behalf of Word of Truth Christian Center, I'm Sonetta. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow.